Hi guys, this is Rashid and I'm from Ace Language. I know you all are worried about what's going to happen from 7th of August with the new changes in PTE Academic. In today's video, I will be compiling all the changes together. The increase in number of questions, the number of question types, how the scoring mechanism has changed, where the human scoring has been added, and how about the two new question types that's been added in the PTE test. So stay tuned till the end of the video so that you know exactly what you should expect from 7th of August if you're going to sit for the test after that. Start by looking at the number of questions and their score contribution. Now, for the first time ever, Pearson has published its own research on how different question types can impact your test in different modules. So there is no more speculations anymore, no more referring to that coaching center, that practice portal, and thinking about, oh, how much a score is coming from this particular question. Pearson has clarified all of that now. Let's take a look at the screen. So as you can see, the first question type is still read aloud, and a student will get 6 to 7 questions in read aloud. So there is no change in it. But this question from now on will contribute towards your speaking only instead of your reading as well. And from this question type, only 9.4% of the score will go to your speaking. That means this question type will not be very important like before. Next question type is repeat sentence, and a test taker will get 10 to 12 questions in repeat sentence. Now, for repeat sentence, the scoring mechanism remains same. That means it will now contribute towards your speaking and listening module like it used to do before. However, the contribution percentage will be reduced. In speaking module, it will now contribute 15.6%, whereas in the listening module, it will contribute 16.70%. Needless to say, the importance of describe image has increased a lot. One thing about describe image is that the number of questions has increased, as you can see. It used to be 3 to 4 questions, but now it is 5 to 6 questions. And it will contribute towards your speaking module with a whopping 31.3% of total speaking score. One more thing, you already know from November last year, describe image has human interaction, right? Human marker double checks describe images scoring, content scoring only. This particular stipulation remains. One more change in describe image is, in describe image, content used to carry 5 marks. From now on, content will carry 6 marks. So the importance of content has increased, as well as the human re-evaluating your content for the template will remain as it is, right? The next question type in PT Academic Speaking module will be a retail lecture. A retail lecture was there, but you used to get 1 to 2 questions in retail lecture. From now on, a test taker will get 2 to 3 questions of retail lecture. This question still contributes towards your speaking and listening by 12.5% and 13.3%. You also know that retail lecture had its human evaluation added in November last year. It remains as it is, and just like describe image, the content score is now 6 instead of 5. So that's another thing that you need to keep in mind. Next is answer short question. You will get 5 to 6 questions for answer short question. But previously, answer short question used to contribute towards speaking as well as listening, but not anymore. It will now only contribute towards your listening module, and it will contribute up to 4.2%. Next question type is the newly added question type. So this is the question type they added newly, that is summarize group discussion, or in short we are calling as GED. You'll get 2 to 3 questions for that. Later in the video we will also see what kind of questions are they and how do they look, how do they appear. Your score will be going towards speaking 18.8% and listening 20%. You need to remember this question will also have human evaluation, and content will have 6 marks, not 5 marks like it used to be in speaking module. The next question type here is respond to a situation. Even though this question type is new in PTE academic, it's not an entirely new question type. In this question type, PTE core students already used to get this question type. So we already have a very tried and tested formula to answer, respond to a situation. A student or test taker will get 2 to 3 respond to a situation question, and it will only contribute towards your speaking by 12.5%. And it will also have human evaluation, and content will have 6 points like describe image, retell lecture, and summarize group discussion. I'm moving to the next slide where we will cover very simple yet very significantly changed writing module. Writing module is not changing in terms of number of question types. You will still get 2 question types in writing module. One is your summarize written text, another one is essay. However, how you should actually approach them in the test will change fastly. First of all, for summarize written text, in the currently existing formula or test, we get 1 to 2 questions, but from 7th of August you'll get fixed 2 questions. But this is not the biggest change, guys. The biggest change here is your writing and reading contribution. Summarize written text didn't used to, or currently it doesn't contribute that much towards your writing and reading module. Its contribution is very moderate. But from 7th of August, the contribution will be huge. In the writing module, it will contribute 27.7%, and in the reading module, it will contribute 22.5%, which you can understand is a staggering increase from below 5 to 10%. And also, writing essay will be vastly different from now on. You will not be able to use any template. So in write essay, you will get fixed 1 question, which used to be, or currently 1 to 2 questions. And it will contribute a whopping 30.8% towards your writing. Previously, write from dictation used to be the biggest contributor towards your writing score, but now it has rightfully come back to writing essay. Now, this is not the biggest change in PTE writing. This is not the biggest change in summarize written text as well. I want you to look at the screen where I have brought out the scoring guideline from Pearson regarding all these new changes. If you take a look at here, summarize written text used to contain 2 marks for content. Now it has become 4 marks. And if you take a look at this content scoring guideline, you will see something very interesting. First of all, take a look at here. The first sentence that says the first marking criteria to get 4 out of 4 in content is the source text is summarized comprehensively, demonstrating full comprehension of the source text. There's nothing new in it. There's nothing special in it. But look at the next point. It says paraphrasing is used effectively to communicate a clear and accurate summary, and extraneous details are removed. All main ideas are correctly identified and synthesized in a concise and coherent manner. Here comes the biggest of your nightmare maybe. You need to now paraphrase, which you already know that paraphrasing was not required in the previous version or the currently existing version of PTE summary writing. Now you need to really paraphrase. That means you need to learn new techniques, and also you need to avoid those things that you used to do, like just simply copying and pasting the first and the last sentence of the passage and just joining it randomly by using conjunction. That will not work anymore. Right. Another big change is that this one, the summarized written text question type, will be evaluated by human for its content. That means you better not use any shortcut tricks. Now, next thing that has changed significantly in PTE writing is essay, of course. In essay, you are getting only one essay. It's been fixed. And obviously human interaction, human re-evaluation has been added, but not in content. I will discuss about it in a bit. But what you have to understand is content used to have only 3 marks for your essay. Now it will have 6 marks. Obviously, there are lots of changes that I can read through in content, which is not my intention. We will discuss about them when we are going to do essay writing class or video. But I would like to draw your attention to 2 other things. The scoring for development, structure, and coherence will be changed from 2 to 6. That means, why are they focusing on this development, structure, and coherence? And also one more thing, this development, structure, and coherence will be checked by a human. That means if you are writing illogically, that is, it's an argumentative essay, but you are just simply writing there are positives, there is negatives, or it's a discussion-based essay. You are writing, there are some drawbacks and benefits. Those things will be part of template, because you are going to use a template to write nonsense kind of an essay like that. That needs to change, because they will now check the template usage through this development, structure, and coherence by human interaction. One more change here is your general linguistic range, which is another marking criteria that will be overseen by human interaction or human evaluator. And in this general linguistic range, you used to get 2 marks. Now you will get 6 marks. That means all the things that you used to do, not using proper vocabulary, not using proper word groups with the appropriate topic, these things need to stop now. You will now need to answer, you write essay much more realistically, right? So stay tuned. Don't just be disappointed. Stay tuned for our essay video, and those of you who are already our students, stay tuned in our classes. Needless to say, we have done extensive testing in the last 1 week. Hence, there was no video. We were just doing testing. I myself took 22 official mock tests to test out different theories, test out different types of answering pattern, and I can confidently say that we have developed our, I will not say developed, I will say updated our structures and updated our strategies and teaching pattern to help our students get 90 in each band with the new changes. Let us now move to our reading module. Now, there are no significant changes in reading module except for marking contribution here and there and some of the number of questions and naming change. But there is one significant change only. For fill in the blanks reading, we know it by fill in the blanks reading and writing, but it will be from now on fill in the blanks drop down. But obviously that's not a big change. The change will be in your marking criteria. It used to, marking contribution. It used to contribute towards reading as well as writing, but from now on, it will be contributing only towards reading, and you will get 27.5% of your score coming from this question type towards your reading question type, reading module, to be honest. And the number of questions remains same, 5 to 6. Then multiple choice question, choose multiple answer. You will get 2 to 3 questions from this question type, which used to be 1 to 2. Apart from that, nothing else changed. It still contributes very low towards your reading, only 5%. Reorder paragraph, as usual, it's moderately important. You will get 2 to 3 questions, which used to be the case. And you will get 8.8% of your reading score coming from this particular question type. Another question type remains as is, fill in the blanks. Reading has now been renamed to fill in the blanks, drag and drop. And you will get 4 to 5 question types for fill in the blanks, drag and drop. And that will only contribute towards your reading like it used to do before by 18.8%. Another question type that we have left over with is multiple choice question, choose single answer. The number of questions are increasing for this question type. It used to be 1 to 2. Now it will be 2 to 3 max. The contribution is still very low, 2.5%. To be really honest, I tested out on the official mock test, and if I did not answer them, I could score up to 85, given that everything else is done perfectly. Right, and there I also missed out on highlight correct summary. Now let us move to the last module that you are gonna have, and that will be your listening module. In the listening module, the first question type is summarize spoken text as usual. You used to get 1 to 2 questions. From now on, you will get only 1 question. It will still contribute towards your listening and writing by 10% and 18.5%. That is one more change. Content scoring for this particular question type used to be 2, but now it will be 4. And of course, human will reevaluate your content. Next question type is multiple choice question, choose multiple answer, which you used to get, or currently you are getting 2 to 3, and 1 to 2, it will become 2 to 3. It will still contribute very poorly, 3.3%. Next question type is fill in the blanks listening, which has now been renamed to fill in the blanks typing. You currently get 2 to 3 questions, and you will still get 2 to 3 questions post 7th of August. However, the big change here is in the scoring contribution. It is currently contributing towards your listening and writing, but from 7th of August, it will only contribute towards your listening by 7.5%. Next question types remain as they are, highlight correct summary, multiple choice question, choose single answer. In both cases, you used to get 1 to 2 questions. You will get 2 to 3 questions. Highlight correct summary still contributes towards your listening by only 1.7%. And to be frank, even without answering that, you can get 90 out of 90 in listening. And in reading module, 2.5%. To be fair, in all fairness, if you answered multiple choice question, multiple answer and single answer properly and skipped this one, you will actually get 90 out of 90 in reading. That's something I tested out. Multiple choice question, single answer, 2 to 3 questions, still very poor contribution of 1.7%. Select missing words. You normally get 1 to 2. You will still get 1 to 2. And you can see it's only 0.8%. And it has been proven many a time that it does not matter. You should not waste your time answering this question. Trust me, you will get 90 out of 90 even if you decide to avoid this question. Next is highlight incorrect words. Nothing changes in it. You are getting 2 to 3 questions. You will also be getting 2 to 3 questions. It is still contributing towards your listening and reading. It will still contribute towards your listening and reading by 8.3% and 12.5%. Write from dictation remains as it is. You are getting 3 to 4 questions. You will also be getting 3 to 4 questions. you are, it is contributing towards your listening to 12.5%. And of course, it is contributing very smartly towards your writing, which is 23.1%. Now, let us move on to the burning questions that you might have in your mind. What about the two new question types? We'll briefly look at them. The two new question types that are being introduced in PTE Academic are summarize group discussion and respond to a situation. And this is how they will look like. Summarize group discussion, as you can see, that you will see the instruction at the top of the screen that will have your instruction panel. It will give you instruction that you will hear three people having a discussion. When you hear the beep, summarize the whole discussion. You'll have 10 seconds to prepare and 2 minutes to give your answer. So it will be a group discussion of three people. After the discussion is over, you'll have 10 seconds to prepare yourself, which is obviously very less, and you will then have to answer in 2 minutes. You will always see this image that three people are actually having a conversation, and this is your your question status box, and this is your answering status box. According to Pearson, on their webinars, they have mentioned that this image will always be like this, and this is the only question type in PTE test that is not original. That means these question types are recorded by scripts by Pearson, but they will always be in university setting. Take a look at some of the facts. It's the 6th question type of your PTE Academic, both in speaking and the whole test. You'll get 2 to 3 questions like that in your PTE test. It will always be a conversation between 3 students. Remember, 3 students talking at university context. Out of the 3 students, you'll always get at least 2 female and a male, or 2 male and a female. It will not be all 3 females or all 3 males. And recording can be up to 3 minutes. And according to Pearson, each speaker will have about 2 to 3 points to make, and they will take turns in mentioning their points, right? And 10 seconds preparation time. Needless to say, when you are listening to the recording, you will be able to take notes. Once your 10 seconds preparation time is over, you will hear a beep and then will be given 2 minutes to record your answer. This question type will contribute towards your speaking by 18.8% and listening by 10%, my bad, not 10 point something. So you need to understand a couple of things here. Number one, it can be challenging to keep on talking for 2 minutes. So you don't need to really talk for 2 whole minutes. As long as you can cover the main points within 1.5 minutes to 1 minute 45 seconds, you are good. You should not use any templates because human will check its content. So do not use any template. However, to maintain fluency, you should have a sentence bank or a structure in your mind, or you should memorize some structured sentences so that you can use them at the beginning of your answer. Or of the sentence you are going to say. That will help you to maintain fluency and transition between sentence to sentence and between the speakers. More on that on our summarized group discussion class and videos. Now, next is a respond to a situation. As I mentioned earlier, this is not an entirely new question type. This question type is already part of the test in our PTE core, but what I believe will be a big issue between PTE core and this one is, in PTE core, most of the questions are based on real day-to-day scenario, like landlords need to be addressed by the tenants and this and that. What I believe will happen in response to a situation in PTE Academic will be more of your academic setup. For example, as you can see in this question type, that it says you are doing a group project for a class. The other members of the project have asked you to prepare the slides for the presentation and blah, blah, blah. So they are trying to put it in academic context. So just like other question types, you will see the And now instruction panel at the beginning, it says listen to and read a description of a situation. That means this situation that's been given here, you will read, and this is the situation that will be given or said by the speaker. The speaker will say repeat the same thing. You'll have 10 seconds to think about your answer. That means after the recording is finished, you'll have 10 seconds. There is a difference between PTE core and this bit. In PTE core, you get normally 20 seconds after the recording is finished. And you will hear a beep. After the beep, you will have 40 seconds to answer. Again, you don't need to speak all 40 seconds to get a very high score, because you see 40 seconds is the max. But in most cases, you will be able to give a pretty good response between 30 to 35 seconds. Again, please do not think of using a template, as the content will be re-evaluated by human, right? Better focus on structured sentences. And obviously, if you are part of our course, or if you want to keep on getting notification more about the videos, please do like, share and subscribe, and hit that bell button to subscribe and get notification when we upload lesson for this particular topic. Now let's look at some of the facts. First of all, it's the 7th and the last question type of your PTE speaking module. You'll get 2 to 3 questions. You will listen to and read a description of a situation, same thing, right? And then after the recording is finished, you'll have 10 seconds to prepare, and you answer with extended response. One very important point that I'll mention here is you need to answer in the first person, not in the third person. Like the given image, the image shows. No, you will say, hey, can I talk to you? Or I have opinion, I believe, something like that. 40 seconds to answer. And as I mentioned, you can choose to answer all 40 seconds, but it's pretty easier to answer within 30 to 35 seconds. Okay guys, that's the end of today's video. I tried to compile all the changes of PTE Academic from 7th of August in one single video, so that you can always refer back to this video when you are preparing for your PTE test. If you think this video was helpful, please like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video and more exclusive contents. Thank you.